Welcome. This is the Beyond Take Two podcast brought to you by Beyond Hollywood International Film Festival. I am your host, Madge.
And I'm your host, Veronica.
And today we have a special guest in the building with us. This man here is a world-renowned actor. He is out here doing his thing in Hollywood. I'm pretty sure you have seen him on your TV.
Yes, and he has his own podcast too. We gotta talk about that.
He has his own sports podcast. Hopefully he talks a good game about the Lakers. Oh. You know what I'm saying, and shows love to the city. You know what I mean. But he has blessed us with his presence today. We're going to talk about Hollywood, the film industry, what he's doing. Mr. Reggie Watkins is in the building.
Reggie Watkins, sexual taco.
Hey, every time when she told me your name, I was like Watkins. I was like Watkins. I mean, coming to America is just like.
I had my doctor was Mr. Watkins. So
oh, really?
Yeah.
Did he stop his feet after he did surgery with you?
No, he didn't do that.
Thank
Reggie,
you guys so much
how are you, man?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
You made it.
Rode my motorcycle over. I was feeling good. Mash thought I rode. He thought I rode my bicycle.
Yeah, no, because he was like, yeah, I was on my bike. And I was like, oh, where are you coming from? He's like, Van Nuys. I was like, you rode the 10-speed over here?
Yeah, the Black Lance Armstrong.
I'm crazy. His electric bike.
Right.
Motorcycle. It was dope. It was dope. It was a great ride. Perfect. Oh, man, it just felt so
That's
good.
cool. What kind of bike?
I got a Triumph Speedmaster.
Oh, nice.
2021. Beautiful. I bought it from my dad. My dad has been a motorcycle rider for a long time. And he was like, I don't ride this thing enough. Do you want to just buy it from me? Because I was looking to get a bike because my wife drives the car. You know, she takes the car to work all the time. And I didn't want to buy another car. I'd rather just have a motorcycle in traffic just to get in and out.
Exactly.
And now that everything is online with all our auditions, everything, I really don't leave my house.
Right.
So
you're always home.
I'll have another car just sitting at the house.
Driveway, right.
No, let me take a bike and now I can just cut through traffic when I want. And if I need to go anywhere, for real, I can Uber. And, I love my bike.
The LA life,
you talk like you ain't got no kids. I
got a kid that don't live at the house no more.
Oh,
okay. Good. 19 years old. He's about to be 19 May 18th. So
that's what's
nice.
I did my time.
Yeah.
I'm still involved a little bit, but I'm on work release now.
I like
he's in college? Or
he was in college. He dropped out of college.
Okay.
And now he's working at a restaurant in West Hollywood and trying to be an actor and model and all that stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
Right, man. I'd rather him go to school.
Yeah.
But, what you going to do?
He's 19. I mean.
Hey, man, you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Just don't be asking me for no money if you ain't going to go to school and do what you're supposed to do. Go get a job, do what you're going to do. So that's where it's at.
He didn't like the college vibe?
Man, he was only there for a couple of months. I mean, I don't know how you get a vibe in a couple of months.
School's not for everybody.
It ain't for everybody. Yeah. It ain't for everybody. And it was, him going through high school was like pulling teeth.
Right.
I was on him every day trying to make sure he had his grades right.
Yeah.
Slack off. I had to get up on him. And so it was.
That parent life.
It was tough getting through high school. But he got through. And then he got to college and was like, I ain't really. I was like, all right.
What college was he at?
He's going to Northridge.
Okay.
Cal's at Northridge.
College.
Got accepted there. And then we did all the stuff to get him in. And then he decided, I don't know if I want to go to Northridge. Man, I'll just go to junior college. He went to junior college and did a couple months and was done.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to work and go to school. And I was like,
right.
So we'll see what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, there's really no blueprint. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Just do it.
Yeah.
As long as he putting in the work.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
All right. So, Reggie, we gonna get into it in a minute. But first, we have our buttered up segment.
Yes.
Taste and rate a new popcorn. Today we have Thatcher's cinnamon popcorn.
Oh, it's cinnamon popcorn.
It's cinnamon popcorn.
Okay.
Now Reggie is on a diet.
Yeah.
And he said that if his wife watches him eat cinnamon popcorn, that she might do something.
Don't get mad.
Just
one kernel.
Mrs. Watkins gonna put the hammer down.
One kernel, baby. That's it. One kernel.
Just one kernel.
All right.
Dude,
It's a big kernel,
that was a
too.
big
That's a
kernel.
big. Look, he took two because he really wanted to eat.
What do you rate it?
That's Thatcher's.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Oh damn!
Oh,
You know why? Because when I eat popcorn, I usually don't eat. I eat just regular popcorn.
Right.
We make it at the house. Like it's
Right,
part of what we love.
yeah.
Some butter and salt popcorn with some jalapenos on it.
Okay.
But if I eat caramel corn or any kind of flavored like sugar popcorn,
Yeah.
I don't like it to be too damn
sweet.
sweet.
Right.
That is just it's
just
not,
right.
It don't taste overly sweet. I
Yeah.
don't feel like I'm getting overloaded with sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
And the cinnamon hits just a little bit. It's not like a bunch of it's nice. Yeah, it's good. Okay, Thatcher's.
Thatcher's.
Thatcher's
okay.
is a
Is it home
business.
goods? Okay. Did you already have some or you
No, she gonna keep the ball. That's what she does.
He
That's what
looked
she
over.
does. I get it after she takes.
I'm gonna
like
rate
5 bites.
You know what? Cinnamon is my favorite. I want to give it a 10.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would have said 10, but you know what I mean. You gotta be stringent. You can't
have
just
to.
be giving
Cinnamon-
10s to everything.
Cinnamon is my thing. I get the cinnamon dolce from Starbucks.
Okay.
I put cinnamon in my coffee. This is just the best. It's so good. It's not even that sweet at all.
What do you think,
You
man?
giving it a 10?
I'll give it a 9. I'm giving it a 9.
Okay. I think
If you want to give it a 10,
No, I'm giving it a 9.
don't let us push you off your 10.
I give you the claps if you want to give it a 10.
No, I'm gonna give it a 9.
Give it a 9.
Yeah.
No, I said 8. It's really good.
You gonna go 8?
Yeah, I'm going 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, baby. You
mean,
did good. You did
Thatcher's.
good. Andre did good. He's the one
Oh
that bought it.
yeah. Veronica's husband
gotta
got the
shout him out.
popcorn.
Okay. All right, Andre.
Appreciate you,
Andre. Yeah.
It's it tastes like a cereal, like cinnamon toast
Yeah, you
crunch.
can eat that.
Yeah, it does.
Like
Yeah, you're
milk.
right. I was like, it
Jelly
does taste
bun.
kind of familiar.
Yeah.
No, it's really good though. Good job, Thatchers.
Shout out to Thatcher's. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we got posted. You better send us some send us some more flavors. We can get you on here, Thatchers. All right. Cool. All right, so Reggie,
Yes.
let the people know a little bit about you, where you're from, how you got started in acting, and
Story.
what's going on right now.
Man, I'm from the Bay Area, California, Northern California.
Yeah,
Grew up
area.
in
What
San Jose.
city? San Jose.
San
Okay.
Jose.
Nice.
I was born in San Jose, but I grew up in Milpitas as the younger part of my life, and moved to Colorado for a bit. Came back to San Jose, and then went through high school and college up there. And I was always involved in entertainment when I was younger. Like I started as a kid actor in Colorado, actually. Well, even younger than that, I was always doing the church plays, the church speeches.
Yeah.
And I'd get up there and go off script all the time. And, for real. And I remember like I would do my speech and all the grown-ups would come afterwards like, boy, was that written down? I was like, nah, it's just what I felt.
So you just naturally had the talent.
That was just what I would do. I just wanted people to be listening. You know what I mean?
Right.
Talking
Felt the Holy Spirit.
right. So I would do that, and then people always just tell me, you should be in entertainment, or you should be acting or something.
Yeah.
And so when I moved to Colorado, me and my mother took my sister and I to audition for this play. I saw it in the newspaper one day, and there was a play called something about a lion or something. And I remember
You read the
seeing
newspaper when you were younger?
Oh, I used to read newspaper all the time.
Nice.
Like me and my grandpa used to I sit on his lap when I was young, and we read the sports page, and then I'd read the front page with him. And and so it just got me into the world and sports and whatnot.
Nice.
But so I was reading the newspaper one day, and I was reading like the classified entertainment section, and I saw this play. It was like auditioning for these kids, and it was called Kid Skits, and they had a theater and they had an agency. And so me and my sister, because my sister wanted to do everything I was doing,
Right.
but she wasn't.
Older, younger?
She's younger.
Okay.
She just wasn't, she didn't have the acting thing. Like,
She wasn't as talented as you?
She's talented in other things. It just wasn't her bag.
Yeah.
And
How you gonna put your sister?
but it's just real.
Like it wasn't her bag.
We used to try to be singers when we was younger.
Right.
You entertain the folks.
You guys
that
were
come over.
close.
Yeah. And so we discovered early on that I would be the singer and she could write the songs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So she had other talents.
Nice.
She just wasn't doing
In front of the camera.
That was my thing.
You were the performer.
But we went and auditioned, and I got picked to be in the play, and she didn't, and it kind of sucked. But my mom wasn't one of them parents like, well, if you both can't do it, then you ain't gonna do it.
Right.
She was like, well, you did it, so go ahead and keep doing it.
Right.
So I was able to keep going and showing up, and I got this role in this theater play as a kid, and from there it really just
hit.
opened up. Yeah, then they signed me to their agency, and this was in Denver, Colorado, so it wasn't a bunch of work to do, but I ended up doing like little commercials for like the little amusement center there, and then I got to audition to host like a kids morning, like an afternoon show.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? From there, it was just, I felt like, okay, but then I played football, and then football took over my life until I was 21. But even through that, I was doing high school plays, like my English teacher, Mrs. Taylor, I remember. We had something in drama, there was English class, and we had to act like we were, pick a character to act like, and I did Montel Williams. I mean, not Montel Williams. It's Montel Williams. Montel Williams show. So I acted like I was Montel Williams, and I played two of the people on the show, and I was just jumping between being Montel and then the dude who's cheating on his girl and the girl, and I was just going through, and then the lady in the audience who was mad at the dude. So I played all of them, and then after I was done, Miss Taylor was like, you have got to be an actor. You got to be in these plays.
Do you have this recorded?
No, we weren't recording nothing at the time. It was just, I jumped in and did it, and she was like, you should be acting. And I was like, okay, I'll come out and try these plays. But I was playing football.
Yeah.
And back then, you play football and people was doing the plays, it was all the drama geeks, right? It was like all the goth. Right. And even though I kicked it with them on the low, I couldn't be out in public as the quarterback of the football team hanging out with these dudes with the painted nails. I mean, they was just like, back then it was like, no, I got to do this. And so I would audition for all the plays. I was cast in like 3 of the high school plays and never did any of them because I get cast and then I come to rehearsals and be like, nah, I can't be here with y'all.
Really?
Wow.
I just wasn't developed enough. Yeah, I was a young dude. I can't be here. And so I didn't do any of that, but I went through, played football, and then when I got to college, I was at West Valley College, I tore my ACL. And
what position did you play?
I was a wide receiver.
Oh, okay.
And then I tore my ACL, so I had all this free time. And I was like, man, let me do a play.
Yeah.
And so I did this play called Bad Habits. And from there, like I did that, and the dude who was directing was like, you need to move to LA.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. He was like the first person that really said move to LA. And so I moved to LA. I came out here as a stand-up comic, actually. Oh, wow. I was doing stand-up comedy first, but just as a way to get into the industry and get an agent, and I got a commercial agent from doing stand-up comedy, and then it just kept going from there.
Wow!
And now I'm here.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's when you said the Montel Williams, I thought you was gonna who's the psychic that he always had on there? I thought you was gonna do Sylvia Brown?
Sylvia Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't do her, but I was Montel, and the dude had a girl. The girl was getting cheated on, and then the lady in the audience who was mad, and I did all of it. It was. I remember it was so funny.
That is so funny.
Now, for those that don't know Montel Williams, he had a talk show like Jerry Springer.
He didn't start like Jerry Springer though, because I don't think none of them start like Jerry Springer.
No,
he started out being real.
Yeah, it was real. It was like, really real. Yeah.
Mountain. Get out of my way. That's what Montel Williams used to. That was his catchphrase. Mountain. He would tell the mountains to get out of his way.
Right.
And then it started being, you know what I'm saying, all the anything goes on my show. He turned into that. But
gotta entertain.
It turned more into entertainment. But you know what though, Montel Williams was still real at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like crazy like Jerry Springer show.
Yeah.
I was just
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah. Because that was my show too.
Hey, man, there was a time in high school where Jerry Springer was everything.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? It was, you couldn't get me off that TV.
It was must see TV. But now that you go back and you watch it, you like, damn, what the hell was we watching?
Right? What the hell's out there?
They were fighting. It was just.
It's eviscerating like, people for just choosing how they want to live their lives.
It's like people watching like Housewives of Atlanta now. Why do you watch that? Like, what's the purpose?
Crazy.
You watch Housewives of Atlanta? Bro?
No, but it's similar to like selling in Tampa. Have you seen that?
Selling in Tampa.
Yeah, it's like a real estate show.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty wild.
Really?
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
No, I ain't seen it. I ain't been to Tampa. I've been to Florida a couple times though.
Okay, I've never been to Florida. Just in the airport.
You ain't missing nothing. Don't
Bahamas,
go to
but not.
I mean Miami.
Never been in Miami.
That's the only place to be in Florida. I mean, I'm sorry.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Miami, everything else you can skip.
Right.
Like, really, just skip it. Go to Miami.
So you can't go to Tallahassee?
No, you don't want to go to Tallahassee. Unless you go to Florida State. Unless you go to Florida State and you go to Tallahassee.
Orlando?
Well, I was just in Orlando.
Yeah,
and no. Like,
no.
It's a tour. Orlando is a tourist trap.
Yeah.
Basically, like it's all Universal and Disney right there. And then outside of that is just hot and racism. I mean,
yeah.
That's what you run it into.
That's what I did here.
And racism outside of there, and old people in Orlando. It's just, but you right there in the middle is Disney and Universal.
You shouldn't put the "and" in front of it. It should just be hot racism. You just got hot racism out there.
You guys are crazy.
That is funny.
Oh man.
So what was the So you said you started in comedy. Mm-hmm. What was the first like really good role that you had landed as an actor?
Oh man, my first job ever was I did a commercial for Coors Light. No, Bud Light.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all remember like the commercials. Remember when they would have it was called the Let's Go campaign.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they would all end up on some like epic adventure or something, right? And so they were doing this commercial. It was my first commercial ever, Bud Light, and they were doing a kind of parody of Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Okay.
And it was like, these alien ships come down and they kind of probe people and take people up with them.
Yeah.
Right. But they had these alien ships that were coming down, and the aliens were like supermodel women, and they were coming down, and they were like, we need to take like half of your men to replicate with our species so we can survive. Who wants to come? And it was like a bunch of people, a bunch of dudes all there, right, in the middle of like the desert, and they're like, let's go. And like all the dudes was running to the spaceship, right, to get up on there to be with the supermodels. And that was my first job, which I got edited out of.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
It was my first job, and I was thinking, oh my God. I mean, I remember calling my agent and being like, all right, so what should I be doing with my money when I get all this money? Should I be doing stocks, commodities? Like, what should I be doing? I thought I was about to be rich, right?
Yeah.
So I booked this job, and it taught me one of the lessons I keep to this day. So first time ever showed up on this job, I get there, and I'm playing a soldier.
Okay.
Right? I'm playing a soldier. They have me in my fatigues and all this stuff. I got a helmet on and the whole deal, right? We get there. I'm out in the set. I've got my whole deal on, shooting. They're getting coverage, yada, yada, yada here, right? We go to lunch. I go to lunch, go back to my trailer. This is back when they actually gave you a trailer on commercials.
Yeah.
They had real money. I mean, they got money, but they just keep squeezing it out now. And now they got you in like a mobile home with a couple people, right?
Right.
But it used to have your own trailer. I had my own trailer for the military guy, right?
Okay.
I go in there for lunch. I take off the hat, the helmet. I go eat, take off the top and put a sweater on, whatever, go eat and have lunch. I'm talking to everybody, boom, boom, boom. Come back, take off the sweater, put the top on, run out, leave the helmet.
Forgot the helmet.
I'm shooting the second half of this thing, and I get done, boom, boom, boom. We wrap. I'm like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah.
I go back to my trailer. I see that helmet sitting there on the counter. I was like,
don't match with
continuity ain't gonna match. My stomach was hurting. Like I literally was like, I'm gonna lose out on this money. It's gone. And I'm driving.
And nobody
home.
noticed.
Nobody. Art department, because it's their job to notice too. But
that happens.
But it's your job to make sure that you got your continuity, whether it's your wardrobe or it's how you pick up this bottle on this take. You got to do it the same way on the next take. You got to do it in the next coverage. You got to do the whole deal. And I learned that because I didn't get paid. I got edited out of that Coors commercial, and I knew it as soon as I left that set that there was no way.
Do you even get paid for the day though?
You get paid for the day, and then they pay you. You get paid for your session, and then when they edit you out and they say that you've been cut from the commercial, they pay you one more session fee. But the session fee, I mean, that's only back then. It was $670 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I made 18, $1,200, $1,300 for that commercial, and it ran for a minute. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say 18 is good, but for what you're expecting,
I was looking at that commercial like, every time I saw it, it was just
what
paid.
I mean, I'm sure you don't know the exact number, but what could you have made?
I mean, probably for a commercial like that back in, this was 2008 when I first booked that.
Yeah.
When they were still paying you for commercials and good for commercials. I mean, you probably make 40, 50 grand on a commercial like that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Gone. Because I didn't, but you got to learn somehow.
Yeah.
And I learned an expensive mistake. And so that was my first job. My second job was with the late, great Chad Boseman and Russell Hornsby on Lincoln Heights. Show they used to do Lincoln Heights, and that's where I met Chad, and we ended up being cool. That was my dude for a minute. He'd come out and hang out with me every now and then until he blew the hell up, and then you just couldn't find him. Yeah, he was busy. It was busy, but every now and then. Crazy thing about Chad was he had my number in his phone, and he also had another Reginald Hudlin.
Okay.
Who's a super producer, director, funny, create, House Party.
Right.
Richard House Party
Okay.
Reggie and Warrington, the brothers. They wrote that and directed it. And so Chad would text me out of the blue every now and then and be like, Reg, so what do you think about this edit of this? And I'd be like, who are you talking to, man? It's like, oh, Reg, wrong Reg. My bad. And I'd be like, man, you better stop. And then every now and then, this is when he's doing the big movies and the big stuff. I'm thinking Chad might be he might have something for me. He might have something for me. And but he'd send me a text and I'd be like, is this the one? Chad, is this the one? Oh, I meant this for Reg Hudlin, man. I'm sorry, dog, Chad, just delete my damn number, man.
Or put you under something else.
Put me under something else. And man, that was my Chad story. But that dude was so cool and just a really cool cat. But I remember working with him on Lincoln Heights, and our director, I forget what our director's name was, and he was a dude who directed a lot of TV director. And I remember watching Chad at the time, and we'd be at lunch, and Chad was in the director's ear. We'd all sit at the table eating, but Chad wouldn't be eating. He'd be talking about a script that he wrote.
Right.
Trying to get something on. Always trying to get something. Hey, I got this script I want you to check out. Oh, I'm doing this and I'm trying to do. He was always, he came out and we was out drinking one night, and this dude went home early because he wanted to write. He wanted to go home and write. I was like, what the hell
he was always working.
Always working.
Yeah.
Man, like 7 girls over there. What you talking about? That dude was about it. He was about it. And you see why he ended up getting so much done. I mean, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Chad Boseman as well.
Peace, Chad
Boseman. Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And so what do you like better? Do you like commercial better, or do you like film?
I love TV. That's all I've ever wanted to do. I never wanted to be, I like films, but I love TV more. I grew up wanting to be Theo Huxtable.
Okay.
That's what got me into TV. I wanted to be coming into people's households every week. Yeah. On appointment when we had appointment television.
Right.
But that's what made me want to be an actor. I wanted to be like on a show, and the family have to come and they get there every Thursday night and be waiting to watch you on TV. Right. That was something I wanted to do that. I wanted to be part of somebody's experience. And that's all I ever thought about as a kid. I wanted to do that or play football. I wanted to be on TV playing football. I wanted to be on TV. And I love television. Film is cool, but it's boring. You know what I mean? Like it is. Like to work on a film is just boring because you're sitting there waiting. They got so many other things to do. Unless you were the star, and even if you're the star of the damn movie, you in everything, so you don't ever get a chance to rest.
Right.
It's just constant work that is crazy that people. I think it's always been that way, but especially now, people just don't recognize how much work goes into the stuff that they're watching.
Right.
Hell, even your podcast, like this is work. You gotta put this up, you gotta edit it, you gotta get the shots right, you gotta get the lighting right, you gotta make sure that everything's. People think that everything just happens like that. It
does not.
It does
I'm
not.
glad you're bringing that up, Reggie.
Yeah.
I am glad.
It's so crazy that people just think everything just happens, but people put a lot of work and it's a lot of time and effort that goes into these TV shows and the commercials. I love commercials because you don't gotta do nothing and you get paid a lot for no time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like literally, I was in Orlando for the USAA commercial I'm in right now. That's running.
And that's the one that I keep. There's Reggie. There's Reggie.
And I mean, that was one day of work. They flew us out to Orlando. I was there for 3 days, real quick. One day of work. Boom, boom, boom.
That's
and
cool.
you get paid, right? You come back, you have a good time for 3 days hanging out. I'm in another commercial right now that you can't even, you don't even know it's me, but the accounting department knows it's me. That's all that matters. All that matters. Like I was sitting there, I had a box, a USPS box to a mail carrier, and it's real quick. You see my face real quick. It's kind of in the shadows a little bit, but it was enough to make the cut. And I was on that set for 2 hours.
Are you serious?
Wow.
2 hours. It didn't even have. I didn't even have a callback. It was a self tape. I sent it in, and 2 days later they called. They're like, "Hey, you're on a veil." And I was like, "What happened to the callback?" They're not doing callbacks. Just put you on a veil.
Yeah.
Hour later, called. All right, you booked it. Done.
Nice.
Showed up. It was in Marina Del Rey. I did 2 hours on that set. Walked in, handed the box off, walked out, started getting checks.
I'm gonna do all my commercial auditions with you. So I see you're doing acting coaching, right? Also,
yeah.
Is it just commercial or it's also
I coach everything.
Everything.
I've been doing it for I think I started coaching people probably 2000. Let's say 2015.
Wow.
Yeah, I think about 2015, 2016, I really started coaching. A young girl came to me, one of my buddies, my buddy Jackson. He was working on the Jimmy Kimmel show with a young girl, and she was really good. And he was like, "Oh, she's really talented." But her mom was like, "She needs some coaching, and she needs to kind of find get an opportunity." Right. And so she had an audition, and the mom hit me up and was like, "Hey, your buddy said that you're a really good actor and a coach. Man, would you like to work with my daughter?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll give it a try." She came through and we coached, and I coached her to she ended up testing for a television show. Right? She made it through all the first audition, second audition,
nice.
Tested, and she was up for it. Then she didn't end up getting it. But then her manager was like, "Who are you working with? Like, you just killed these auditions. Like, what happened?" And they were like, "Oh, we work with this guy." And so the manager ended up calling me and was like, "Hey, can I send you like all my people?" And so it ended up turning, and her name's Deb Berg, and DBA Talent. She started sending me all these kids,
all her kids,
all her teenagers, all her adults, and they just started working and getting callbacks. You know what I mean? And so it's turned into her always working with me, and then they started telling their friends, yada yada, and it just turned into a thing I do now, and I don't even really promote it anymore. I mean, it's just
too crazy now.
Not even too crazy. It's just word of mouth, because I'd rather have people do it word of mouth than me pushing to get you there. Because I don't like working with people who can't act.
Yeah,
like it's not fun. Like
exactly.
It's not fun to have people come in and don't know what the hell they're doing.
Right.
I'm not an acting teacher. I'm a coach.
Right.
Like a teacher is somebody you go to and you get the foundation and learn how to do all that stuff. I work with people who already have a sense of it, who just need a little bit extra information.
Do you do like group coaching or more like one-on-one?
One-on-one. I try to do like classes when I first started, and that was cool, but I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
I like doing one-on-one and helping people just figure out, because I mean, even what we're talking about with all the work that goes in here for acting, it's so much more that people don't really. It's not just the lines, right? It's what's not said and what's in between the lines, and can you bring that to it, right? Do you know why you're saying what you're saying?
The understanding of the script.
And most people aren't able to do that kind of script analysis. Like it's not a knock on them. It's just if you don't have the experience or you haven't been doing it, or it's not your expertise. Like some people, they need somebody to tell them this is why they're saying that. Oh. And they get it. They could be watching, they could be reading the same script that I'm reading.
Yes.
And they don't know why this line is here. But you've got to know why that line is there, because that separates you from everybody else that's reading. And when they get these tapes, they know right away if you know what this means and why you're saying it, right? They know if you actually, how many times I get people who don't even read the script that they send them a script in the audition, and they don't read the script. They're sending it to you for a reason. They want to, like, you are placing yourself in a category when they send you a script and then you send an audition where they know you have not read the script because they can tell by the way you've done this audition, you don't know what happens after and you don't know what happened before, right? And people people cut themselves off before they even get through the producers. They cut themselves off because I was just too busy. Like I was working last night. If you want to do this job, this is the job, right? You gotta read this script. I don't care what you're doing. If they ever give you a script, you have to read it.
And what if they don't give you like the full script?
Then you got to make up what's going on, right? Then it's your job as an actor to add in the blanks and figure out like what this means here and how this is here. And it's just there's so much we can talk about it all day. There's so much stuff that goes into acting that not that I'm the master actor, but what I have done and why I work and it's my only job is like I've learned to to be able to break down a script, know what's going on, know why I'm saying it and who I'm saying it to, but also know that this is my audition. I'm going to do what the hell I want to do with this thing right here. So, if I don't like the way that line is written, I'm not going to say it that way. Like, and it's just, I think I'll say it. And you know how many times I've booked jobs where I've done the line the way I want to do it and they write it for me when I book the job. Like, I remember I did an episode of, there's a show that used to come on TNT, Rizzoli and Isles. And I remember going in there for that audition.
That was a cop show, right?
Yeah, it was a cop show.
Yeah, I remember that show.
I remember reading these sides and reading the sides, and I was like, I wouldn't say that. Like, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to add my little own thing at the end of this.
Right.
Just because I feel like that's what this dude would do. And book the job, and when I get the script, my lines are in the script.
Do you get credit for that?
No, they ain't pay me extra for that. But I was like, yo... My lines, what I added was in that script.
See, that's why the writers are outside right now because
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like, but you got to be able to do that too because the writing is just. Like I tell my clients, the script is just like the blueprint to the house, right? Like these people wrote this blueprint. Now you are the contractor coming in here to make it work. Now. The people who wrote this blueprint, they might think the sink should go right there, but when you are there, actually there making it, there ain't no plumbing right there for the sink. You got to put it over there, right?
Yeah.
So as actors, we got to be contractors and know that, okay, they gave us this outline, but sometimes it just don't work. Now you got to figure out how to make it work, and you make it your own, and that's how you make yourself stand out from everybody else.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you think like
Reggie's good?
A lot of actors know that, or
no, absolutely not.
Well, or a lot of people.
Or let me rephrase the question. Do you think a lot of actors are scared to do that?
That's the thing. Most people are scared.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sometimes scared.
Of course, it's natural
because there are scripts that I get, like some auditions that say you need to make sure you read the lines exactly, and then you'll do another take of your own. That's what they say. Sometimes they want it to be like exactly on point.
And if that's the case, they give you two options, and you do one. Options. You do one that says, "Okay, I'll do this by the book."
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do one the way that I want to do it.
Yeah.
And it's never like if they're saying, "Hey, look at that horse." You like, "Man, look at that sea lion over there." No, you still got to be looking at the horse, right? But you might just change it. That's a crazy ass horse right there, right?
Yeah.
Instead of, but it's still on subject of what's going on.
Right.
Making the character. You're giving the character some life.
Right.
And a lot of people are just afraid to do that because they think that they want to give the casting director or the producer or the director what they want. But they don't know what they want. That's why they're auditioning 100 people.
Yeah.
They are waiting for you to tell them
what they want.
That's it.
You are so
It's that they are waiting for you to tell them what they want and who this person is. And it might not be you, but it definitely ain't gonna be you if you don't put you in it. That's the thing right there.
Yeah.
I'm shooting the job. I feel like I'm shooting the job tomorrow. No, I am though. Not tomorrow.
Yeah.
But a week from now, I'm going up to San Francisco to work on a new video game. And I got the script a couple days ago, like a week ago, and I remember getting the script, and it's for a podcaster. I do sports podcast.
Right.
They had these lines here. I'm like, I like them, but I would do it different. Did it different. book the job, right? I mean, these are writers and they're great. They're good writers,
right.
but they're not podcasters.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They're writers writing for a podcaster. So if you're a podcaster or you know this life, bring that life to it. That's all they want is authenticity. They want to feel the realness of what it is. And if you can bring that, you got a leg up on everybody else, because most people are afraid to bring themselves to these projects.
Yes.
They just want to be safe, and that's not booking you jobs.
Right.
Man, I think we should put a paywall over this episode.
100%. Reggie is dropping some great knowledge for you actors, so you guys better make sure you tune in, because you're learning a lot here. It's going to change your life.
So you say you don't like movies. Have you done any movies?
Yeah, I've done a few movies. I just did. You know what? For the first time, I was out in Chicago last year I did a short film where it was my first time ever being the number one on the call sheet of like a film. Okay. Where I had to be there every day. I was in basically every frame, and I wanted to do this opportunity. It was a learning lesson because I should not have done it.
Why you say that?
Because I was working with just not good. It's just people skimping on the production, skimping on the story. Trying to be exploitative of the times that we're in, and it just turned into a mess. But I learned, and my agents, my manager were like, before I did it, they were like, "I don't think you should do this," and I was like, "No, you know what? I want the experience. Go to Chicago. I got people out there. Be a good time. And I'm the number one on the call sheet. And I was getting to work with some cool people. I was going to go out there. I don't know if you guys watch The Chi.
Yes.
Yeah.
My girl, Hannah Hall.
Okay.
She was my wife in this.
Okay.
And I remember I talked to her before we even got to shooting. She was like, I only wanted to do this so I could really stretch myself and do something different than what I do on The Chi. And I was like, yo, I'm coming here for the experience to be number one and see how it is. So see how it is working with a whole crew. If I can, inspire everybody else that's working around us to do a great job and, be friends with all the co-stars. And I just want to see how it is to be the one there. And she was like, yeah, this is dope. So let's just make this a learning experience.
Yeah.
And she's one of my homies to this day.
Wow, that's nice.
And so it was, I gained something from it. And I gained experience. Every job is an experience. And I learned, red flags to see that I will make sure the next time I will just pass on that instead of doing the job. Ain't no way to know until you go through it.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I do like films. I mean, I like them. I just think I'd rather be on TV.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've done a couple films the last few years, little parts, feature, co-stars, things like that. But I'm more of a TV dude.
Yeah.
Have you had any experiences like developing a show like strictly for you?
Well, I wrote, and see, I was just thinking about this last night, and some things just ain't in your wheelhouse, right? Like I can come up with ideas. I'm not a writer.
Right.
It's just not what I do. And so I'm not forcing myself to sit there and be like, this is what you got to write a show and you got to do.
Right.
No, man, I got ideas. I'm an actor. I can lend voice to what's going on. Writing is not my forte, especially writing like dialogue for people. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not for me. But I can give you an idea for you to write, and I can help you along with that. Me and my buddy we wrote a pilot. And I came up with an idea, and he kind of wrote most of the dialogue. Right. And I went over some of it and kind of was like, I think it might be funnier if we did this, or this would be better here. Yep. So I would love to do that. But, for me, it would be I come up with an idea, you write it, and then when we go to the meeting, I'll pitch it.
Right.
I can do that. Nice. That's what I'm great at. But
I mean, have you like auditioned for like roles like pilots that are like, going into production?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did I read for Randall on This Is Us. You know what I mean? Like, and then I saw why they gave it to Sterling. I mean, that dude is a mother. I mean,
right. You can cut.
Oh, okay. He is a beast. I mean, good Lord. Yeah. So I remember I read for that. I read for his role, and then they ended up bringing me on as a different role. Later on. But yeah, I mean, I've read for some of these dope shows. Once they don't Once I don't get cast, I don't watch them no more though. Like so,
you're like, I'm done.
yeah, so I did 3 episodes of This Is Us. I did 3
Look at you.
episodes. I did 2 episodes of This Is Us. I was in 3 of them actually.
Yeah, I think it said 3 of them.
I was in 3 episodes of This Is Us, and then they didn't bring me back, and I ain't never watched it again. It was a wrap. Like, no more. I did Bosch. I did a couple of seasons of Bosch. Once I wasn't back, I stopped watching. I'm out watching people make my money. Just not
I like
doing
that.
It. Not doing it. Not supporting it. Like, it's the crazy. I don't know.
At least Reggie's keeping it 100.
I keep it. I don't know how anybody else does. Like, so that USAA
I feel you though. I wouldn't want to watch it either.
Man, the USAA
Letting me
commercial
go like that.
that's running right now, right? They haven't ran it on their social media. It's not on their YouTube channel yet. And that's the only way that you're getting that social media pay.
Okay.
Is if it runs, if they put it on their Instagram or their Twitter or their YouTube, then you get that social media pay, right? And I told the co-stars, I was like, yo, I'm not posting that on my page. If somebody takes a video of it or whatever, and I'll share it on my story, but I'm not posting USAA commercial if they're not paying me for it on my social media. Like, why am I giving them free pub?
Interesting.
Why would I ever do that?
Because I see a lot of actors that do post their national commercials, and I don't think they're thinking that way. Like,
if they haven't posted it to their socials, you're not getting paid for it. So why am I going to socially put it out there for them?
So how do you get them to pay you? Like, does it need to be in the contract, or is that
it's in
something
the contract. It's in the contract.
Oh, it's already in the contract.
They sign it in the contract, but you only get paid for the usage that they use. You know what I'm saying? So you can have a national commercial. If they ain't running it national, you ain't getting paid the national money. You know what I mean? So like USAA, I've been watching it. People send me a text like, "Oh, I just saw USAA. Where'd you see it at? Where'd you see it? Oh, I was watching ESPN. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you? If you didn't see it on ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, then I'm not getting that Class A money, right? I'm getting the cable money, which I might be, I'm not boo-hooing cable money, but you want the whole enchilada, right? So it's social media. If you don't see it on, now they could be running it on Snapchat, somewhere or something like that, or it could be in somebody's. It could be in a social media buy where you watching something on YouTube and that commercial pops up. If it does that, then you get paid for that. But until I see it, it's not getting posted as check out this USAA commercial on my page like that. If it's in a story and somebody's watching TV and they take a video, oh, we saw you. I'll reshare the story.
No wonder why it's not on your page.
Oh, no.
Because I was looking for it. I was like, let me show you the commercial. And I think I was going to send it to you. And I was like, it's not, he didn't post it on his, I was like, maybe he just does so many national commercials. He just doesn't care to post this one.
Not until they pay me for it. They pay me, then I'll put it on my socials. But otherwise, you just giving them free. It's for free.
Yeah,
everybody gets to see it. If you put it on your page, just wait until they pay for it, and then you can put it up there.
Okay, I'm learning a lot from Reggie today.
Reggie Watkins.
Oh, okay. So wait. So about your acting classes. So you also do commercial coaching then? Also. Okay, cool. That's good to know, because for me, I feel like I have a lot more difficulties. I'm still learning the system as, like trying to do auditions for commercials. It's just different.
Different deal.
Way different. And then sometimes they're like, okay, improv. And you weren't expecting that, right? Especially if you don't do commercial auditions.
Yeah.
I just was like, oh, but I mean, I came through and I did it, and they, I got a call back for another audition between me and this other girl. But she just happened to, you could just tell she does commercial auditions. This is her thing. Me, I was like, I'm still learning. So she just killed it. I was just like, why did I got to go first?
One thing about commercials that, it's the one thing. Always bring the funny.
Yeah.
That's it. It's always got to be
funny.
Unless you're doing a dramatic deal, right? Sometimes they got these super dramatic commercials where it's just real and subtle and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's just the dramatic acting, you do all that. Whenever it's like 90% of the commercials though are funny because they're trying to sell you on something.
Right.
Like the dramatic ones are trying to sell you on your family and your home and whatever, right? But usually for 90% of the commercials, they got to get you to pay attention by being funny or loud, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you don't got to go to these auditions and be loud, but you got to bring funny. And the funny that you have to bring is you got to play with that script.
Right.
These are copywriters. They're not studio TV writers who are, they know how to write a joke and all this. These are copywriters who they write commercial copy, which is for 15, 30 seconds real quick. So they're not always the funniest of the funny.
Right.
You got to bring some funny for them.
Yeah.
Right. And so once you're able to do that, which is by changing the script a little bit, like I said earlier, you got to take a license with it. You can't just go in there and read. Everybody can read what's on that page.
Right.
You
got to make it your own.
You got to bring something to that page, right? And you got to be able to do the tags. That's the biggest thing. I learned a lesson from. You remember those Dr. Pepper commercials? There was, I think his name was Larry. They called him Larry. Larry the Dr. Pepper. He'd be in like the stadium.
Oh yeah.
That dude. My agency, actually, he was married to one of my agents. And I remember I would come in there and I hear about him coming and picking up his checks. And he would get 6 figures from working that damn job because they had him everywhere.
Dr. Pepper?
Oh, man. Because he was like branded. He was Larry the Dr. Pepper guy.
Yeah, he was a Dr. Pepper guy.
And so
he used to have like little monologues.
Yeah, but my buddy, one of my best friends, was a producer for Deutsch, which is an agency out here. And they had the Dr. Pepper account. And he was on the sets with that dude. I forget his real name. But he was like, Reggie, I've never seen a commercial actor more prepared than that dude. And so I was like, what does he do? He was like, he's got a notebook. We give him scripts. He comes in with a notebook and pages of alternate things to do with each of these lines. And I was like, what?
Wow.
From then on, I'm not going to a commercial audition unless I got at least 3 different tags, 3 different buttons, 3 different ways. And that's just 3 because you're only really going to get 2.
With you switching up the lines, right? Of what they
switching up, not changing it all the way, but just inflecting your own thing into it and punching it up a little bit. And always having a tag at the end that kind of is a funny tag or something to put at the end of this commercial that sets you apart from everybody else, because 99% of the people are afraid to do that. They'll go in there and they just read what's on the page, but that is not getting you no jobs.
Right.
It's not getting you no jobs. You got to add something to that page. And the people who actually work in commercials, I'm giving y'all the game right now.
Yeah.
You can go to these classes, Killian's workshop and all this stuff. I'm telling you, tags, have buttons at the end of your commercial auditions, and don't be afraid to look silly. We'll book jobs. That's it. And show up on time. That's it.
So what do you mean about tags? Like
tags, that's a button.
Okay.
The tag is the button. So the end of the commercial is what? Say you're doing a commercial for, what was I doing? I was doing USAA. USAA commercial, right? And I have to be talking to my daughter, but I'm adding all this stuff in while it's going on. When I'm walking out, I'm like, oh yeah, USAA, they have great rates for your home, car, and insurance and all that stuff. And and stuff. And then I've added that thing in there. She's got a lot of stuff. and then they're like,
oh, okay.
Yeah. And then she walk over, and then my daughter's like, Dad. And I'm like, oh, honey, all your stuff is litty, honey. And that was not in the script, right? It's a lot of cool stuff, honey. And all that, like, I was with the director, and he was like, dude, more. Anything else you want to add, just add it in. Let's see like how it works. And this is in the first callback, right?
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing you got to button tag things, add stuff in. What would this dad really say? Because the copy is not enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a robot. Right. Got to be able to add in things and inflect your own personality and be fun and look stupid and not be cool. Right. And so, tags and buttons for commercials at the end of your audition. You figure it out, because you'll go in there and read with like another person, and people will try to steal your shine in that commercial. They'll try to be the ones with the tag, right? So you got to jump in and take your tag. You know what I mean? Sometimes for real, because they'll mess it up for you. You go in there and you're reading with somebody and they say something stupid and you're like, oh, and that's what you get left with.
Right.
No, you got to take charge of your commercial audition. You go in there and know, okay, I'm going to tag this, or you tell them. Oh, I'll do the tag at the. Oh, I'm gonna tag this at the end. I'll button it at the end right here. And sometimes they'll tell you, the operator will be like, okay, you tag at this time and you tag at this time. But if they don't do that, you got to go in there and say, I'm going to tag it because you want that 30 to 40 grand.
Right.
So you got to go in there and take charge and be like, oh, I'll do the tag. And people will just let you do the tag.
Yeah.
Most people ain't trying to be confrontational. Wow. So you just go in there. I'll button it right here. Okay, I got it. Cool. All right, thank you. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now,
Wow.
I saw on your Instagram. Like,
Man, it was like so dope. Because literally, you get into like this game, and I never thought. I mean, of course, I wanted to be like a star, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to be like a TV star and be on, up in billboards and all that stuff. But you never get in and think like, oh, I'm gonna be a star. I'm gonna work with Denzel. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
I'm gonna work with. I mean, I remember watching What's Love Got to Do with It and Boys in the Hood, and literally remember watching Boys in the Hood first, and I was like, Lawrence Fishburne is amazing. Angela Bassett is amazing. Like, these two people are so great at what they're doing. I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And then I watched What's Love Got to Do with It, and I remember thinking, oh my God, like, if I ever get to work with these people, this would be the greatest thing ever.
Right.
And I did both, right? I worked
Yeah.
with Lawrence Fishburne on CSI. I got to work with Angela Bassett, and I get there and I told her, I was like, yo, What's Love Got to Do with It and Boys in the Hood are two of the movies that have me in this town. And I'm here with y'all, like with you. This is crazy. And then we be doing scenes, and in between scenes, we're trying to work and try to figure out how to get the best out of this scene and what we should do. And she's telling me, because she's also executive producer too, so she's the boss.
Right.
So she's like, you got to speed it up here. Okay, I will speed it up. Or what do you think he's thinking right there? I don't know. And then we cut, and we get to talking shit and talking trash and making fun. And, I'm hanging with her and Peter Krause, who's great too. Yeah. And it was just a great time. Like, she was so cool. We had, we're in the car together in between scenes while just talking. And she's telling me about Courtney B and the family and where she's from. And just dope. And watching her, she did she had a scene where, so there's a scene, one of the scenes I have is where we're going through all this evidence, and we're piecing it together, like who did this and where can we find this and whatever. And I'm just, no, that was this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she is reliving and I'm doing my coverage, right? And the coverage is, it's the close up on me, and I'm like, man, I'm about to kill this damn. Watch, I'm gonna show Angela Bassett how this thing go. And so I'm doing my close-up, and boom, 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 boom. I felt good, get done. They turn the camera around on her, and she has to she's remembering her best friend, remembering her losing her best friend, thinking of how it must have felt when the girl died, and then recognizing that she had also accused her dad of killing the girl, and then realizing that her dad didn't do it and how that felt. And you see her, you watching, the camera is watching her. It's so quiet around.
Right.
Everybody's watching her feel all those things. You can see it going through her head. I mean, I'm sitting back there like, and a single tear dropped her eye.
Wow.
And they yelled, cut. She was like, and she came out, got on the phone with Courtney, and started cracking up about something else. Wow. I was like, how did you, what is going on? Like, how, I mean, for me, it'd take me a minute to get, she was, but I mean, she's been doing 10,000 hours. She got 50,000 hours at this. So she's just, she's great.
Yeah.
She's one of the greatest of all time. It's just, it was insane.
Wow.
Insane working with her. So cool.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, why don't you tell the people about your podcast? What you have a sports podcast?
Yeah,
right? I love that.
Got a sports podcast called I'm Probably Right.
Of course, Reggie.
It's called I'm Probably Right, and I just talk about sports in general, like NFL, NBA. Stuff was going on in the world. We touch on a little bit of everything.
Now, is it just you, or you have?
It's just me. Every now and then I have some hosts, some guests on and whatnot. And usually it's just like my my friends and sometimes I have some sports personalities come on and talk to me about stuff. But usually it's just me going for about 40 minutes talking about things that happening for the week and about the NFL, NBA, my Lakers, LeBron is the GOAT and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
yeah.
Hold on, we got to figure it out.
LeBron is the GOAT.
Okay.
He is.
My man.
I love
LeBron. Is the GOAT.
Like, people, LeBron?
I love LeBron.
All right.
Yes.
So we can, you know what, really? I kind of judge people based on what they think. I'm serious, Mash. I'm serious.
He's real serious right
I
now.
judge people based on how they feel about LeBron sometimes.
Yeah.
Because if you are I can see you just, here's the thing. I think Jordan is maybe the most entertaining basketball player of all
Jordan
time.
Poole?
No, Jordan, Michael
Jordan.
Jordan. What are you
Michael Jordan. I
This
was
is
like,
GOAT talk right now.
You know what?
You better
Because
calm
I'm
down.
in the playoffs right now. My head.
Yeah, Jordan Poole.
I'm sorry. I do not. I'm not going to say anything.
I should have worn my GOAT shirt today.
So
Michael Jordan. Sorry, Michael Jordan.
I think Michael Jordan is the greatest most entertaining basketball player
Right.
of all time. Him and maybe even Steph. Steph might be the second most entertaining.
Yes.
Right? I want to watch them do their thing. Kobe might be third most entertaining. Right? You just felt when you watched them, it was just fun.
Yeah.
Right? It was like they always doing all this stuff.
Hold on. What about Iverson?
Oh, fun. One of the most entertaining basketball players of all time.
Yeah.
But if we talking about just playing the game of basketball,
Right.
The goal is to score and stop people from scoring.
Yeah.
Not just by yourself, but with a team.
Right.
LeBron affects that more than anybody has ever done,
Right.
ever.
He's a
at
team
one time.
player.
The dude scores, and he's the greatest scorer of all time.
Yep.
He's top. I think he's top 10 in assists. He's going to end at number 4
Right.
in assists.
Yeah.
He's top 15 in rebounds. Like top 10 in steals.
Yeah.
What box does this dude not check? There's never been a player who affects the game the way that he does. And I mean, it's just I can't.
How do you feel between Michael Jordan and LeBron?
It's LeBron
about their game.
It's
LeBron. That's what
and
my
so
husband says.
What I say is like if I can hear the argument. If somebody wants to say, no, LeBron's number 2, Jordan's number 1. I can listen to that.
Yeah.
But when anybody ever says, nah, man, I don't even got LeBron in my top 5, I can't even kick it with you. I can't even
We're
talk
not
with
friends.
There's nothing to talk
There's
about.
nothing to talk about because I already see how you view life.
Yeah.
And if you can hate on that dude
Yeah.
who came from single mom in Akron, was the biggest part was told. People said, this dude, you gonna be the chosen one.
Yeah.
And he did it.
Right.
Like, you know how many people fall off along the line?
Yeah.
Get caught up in drugs, crime, having kids.
Or just don't live up
make
to
it,
it,
right?
yeah.
That dude, they said he was going to do it, and he surpassed it.
He sure did.
Like, that is the hardest thing. And anybody ever say, oh, he ain't got no mental toughness. Do you understand, like, how hard it is?
And then look at him. He has a wife. He has kids. And having a wife and being married is work.
And,
on top of that.
And
And
come on.
he's the GOAT.
It's just, if you can hate on that man, I cannot kick it with you. I just can't. I can't do it. And me and my boy Jay Lee, shout out to my man Jay Lee. He's on the Orville, Captain John Lamar on the Orville. Right. We talk about the same thing, and we like, dog, if you can hate on LeBron, you can't be we just can't kick it.
Right.
Can't kick it. I got people I know I'm cool with, but if you can hate on LeBron, it just is a different level of how I feel. Like, how do you do that?
Right.
How?
Like you are witnessing something
They're
you will
just
never
hating because he
witness
is
again
great.
It's crazy to
ever
me.
in your lifetime. And
Crazy.
yeah, people hate it. That's insane.
But I'm glad we can all still be friends though. Like,
definitely. I mean,
Oh, yeah, LeBron.
I mean, I was fortunate enough to go to a finals game a couple of years ago when he was in Cleveland. And they played Golden State. It was the first year KD was there.
Oh, that wasn't even
Nice.
fair.
And I mean,
Wasn't even
that
fair.
was probably I was the only one there with a Cleveland hat on, right? And I mean, it was probably one of the greatest days.
Yeah.
Like the birth of my kids and going to see LeBron in the finals. I mean, I don't know what's 1 and 1A.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, that dude is it's insane.
To close this up, do you think Kyrie is ever going to be a Laker? I could talk basketball all day too.
It could. I mean, I could see it happening.
Yeah.
I don't know if they could. I mean, they're gonna have to find the kind of cap space to give him the deal that he's gonna want.
Right.
Which that means you got to gut the team. You know what I mean? You got to get rid of a lot of people. But if you got Kyrie, you can do without having a couple of these dudes.
I wouldn't.
I don't think you should.
Yeah.
I think I mean, for me, I think they about to. I think they winning tonight. I don't know if the people know when we record this. We record
We're winning tonight.
Game
Lakers.
6 tonight.
Yeah,
I
game
think they got
6 is
game
tonight.
6.
Yeah,
they got game 6, and I think they beat the Nuggets. They got a better squad, and then whoever they play in the East is Boston or who's on the side. I think Boston. I mean Boston's going to
Boston's Miami probably.
Yeah.
Miami
I think Boston beats Miami. Boston is going to the finals, and I think the Lakers got enough to get them. Like, I think the Lakers are winning the chip this year, man. And you don't need to add a Kyrie once you got this, and you got what you got going on. However, what I do think though, what I think would be dope, even though I keep hearing the talk that he wants to play with his son, even though I don't know if his son is good enough to be up in the league like that, but they'll put him in there no matter what.
He's going to be in the league. Yeah.
But man, I would really, and I don't like to tell nobody how they should do their thing, whatever. But if LeBron could win a championship and just go home after this, because he don't look like I don't want to watch not LeBron playing. I've already watched.
He's starting to stiffen up more.
Yeah, I don't want to see.
He's kind of been slipping a little bit.
It's his foot. It's his foot right now.
But
he looks real
he's 38. Is the foot gonna get better at 39?
Yeah.
He needs surgery on the foot.
I mean,
he needs some time.
He needs surgery
away from the game.
Yeah.
But you know what? That explains why his son is going to go to college and he's not going straight to the league.
Oh yeah.
Because I think LeBron knows deep down inside that he may take some time away. I'm not sure if he's going to retire, but that can be his time to heal.
I would love to see him.
Yeah, if he could get his foot right, like if his foot was okay, he probably still has a couple more years.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
he's got the way he's playing now. Which I was talking about this on my podcast the other day. It's so dope to watch this dude. This is what makes him the greatest of all time. Yeah. Watch this dude gracefully become a co-star.
Right,
because he ain't the best player on this team.
Right,
like he's the smartest player on the team.
Mediator,
He still can run some things, but he can't give you LeBron of 2016, 2015.
Not at all.
AD has to be that dude, and LeBron is just playing a role, which is something that I don't think people get enough credit for. Enough people don't do is knowing your role. Right. Everybody, you can't. That dude has been the star of the NBA world for about 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
And to watch him now fade to the back and let this dude who
do his thing
while not trying to overrun the game. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to overrun and be like, no, I'm going to show you. No, dude, I want to win games. And he could play like that for another couple of years, being a stretch four.
Right.
And it's just dope watching him.
Even him, letting Austin Reed and Lonnie Walker...
Lonnie Walker killed.
Like at the end of the games, like letting them get the ball and like go to work.
And why is he doing it?
Go to work, young man.
He's trying to win.
It's
just trying to win. It ain't about me trying to be LeBron. It's trying to get a dub for the Lakers and LA. Like, and I wish people would really see that because you hear people on TV. Well, LeBron's not even the best player anymore. Okay. What's wrong with it? He's just trying to win. He's trying to win a championship. Well, LeBron needs to take over the game. No, he don't actually.
Yeah.
Conserve your energy.
Been there, done that.
Do that. Yeah. You take it when you got 3 minutes left. Save all that energy. Now you can run the team. Yeah. Right? Like this dude is just on another level of thinking about the game and the way it's being played.
Agreed.
And I just wish we're gonna miss him when he's gone.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna miss him when he's gone.
Yeah.
So who's your football team?
49ers.
49ers.
Yeah, Niner fan.
49ers. I took some time off when the whole league did cap dirty. I had to boycott for like 2 seasons. I wasn't watching. I didn't watch no football.
You couldn't boycott forever?
I couldn't boycott forever. I did. I mean, hey, Cap was trying to get back in the league. So it was like, yo, if you're going to get back, I'll go back and watch. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get back in. I did my 2 years. And then I came back. And luckily, I came back when I came back, Lamar was there, and Lamar is my dude. I mean, the Niners is my squad, but Lamar Jackson is my favorite player in the NFL. Every time I got the NFL ticket, so I got to watch that dude every week.
Right.
But yeah, I'm a Niner fan, and
nice.
Hopefully we get back. We can do something this year.
Who your quarterback this year?
Man, it's gonna be Trey Lance. They had to do. Purdy came in there and played well, and you know what I'm saying. You get all the majority of the fans.
Yeah, they had Purdy.
Yeah, we had Purdy. He was nice. You know what I'm saying. But I mean, he was Mr. Irrelevant for a reason. Right. We traded the world to get Trey Lance, And we had Purdy fall to us at the last pick of the draft in the 7th round, and he came in and did a good job, which is what he should do as a good quarterback. I mean, we just had Jimmy Garoppolo be so terrible for so long. We had somebody come in there and do a halfway decent job.
Yeah.
They thought we had Joe Montana again.
Right,
It was like, for real. They was like,
right.
oh my God, he made that throw? Man, he's supposed to. This is when Jimmy Garoppolo was so whack. We fell out of thinking that we shouldn't have quarterbacks should be able to do what this dude is doing right now. Right? Competent dude should do that. So I think we got Trey Lance, and if we got a good quarterback who can actually move and run a little bit.
Is Trey healthy?
Well, he broke his ankle in week 3 of last season. Right. So he's back now, healed up, and back out there on the field. They're doing a little mini camp or whatever. So I'm hoping dude gets a shot. And, he's a brother, too. So I don't want them trying to push the brother out. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that's what they be doing. They be trying to push them out, man.
For a white quarterback?
Oh, all the time. But we starting to see, like I was talking about on my podcast last week, we got the black quarterback revolution coming through.
Right.
Yeah. We had Jalen and Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. The first 3 quarterbacks taken in the first round. I mean, first 4 picks, 3 of them was black quarterbacks.
Right.
Nice.
And they had a white dude who they was trying to push down our throats, and the league was like, nah, man, nah. The league finally caught on. It was like, nah, we gonna let him go ahead and slide to the second round. We'll go ahead and let him go. And I was like, yo, this is something to see, because before, that white dude, they would have talked him up to the number 2 pick. Right. They would have made him go number 2 just because some GM was like, he's just got that grit. He's got that something. I don't know what that thing is.
He's so smart.
He's just cerebral.
Right. Cerebral. That's the one.
He's so cerebral, and it's just his tape. He was terrible on the tape. Yeah, but don't even think about the tape. But we think about the tape with everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but not this guy. He's
just different.
There's just something about him. I don't know what it is. Just say he white, man.
Right.
Just say he white. Right. That's all you gotta say. So yeah, I think the NFL is moving towards more of a meritocracy that we really want it to be. And then when you get it that way, then you get the best football possible, because everybody's just playing to win, and the best people are getting out there to play.
Nice.
We'll see.
Now, You seem like you are unapologetically black.
Yeah.
So I can ask you some questions about Hollywood, and like, have you had experiences of like racism or anything like within the Hollywood realm, like going for auditions, working with certain directors?
I haven't had like direct anything, but besides like the institutional racism that just is part of the game that's been there forever, right? Like, the diversity stuff, right? Like, I've been in acting classes where, the teacher is like, oh, my white actors, this white lady, she can't get a job, and she just feels so terrible because now they're going ethnic on everything. I was like, yo.
Ambiguous.
I had a falling out with an acting teacher who's one of the, dope acting teacher in LA.
Yeah.
I had to have a talk with her and had to leave the class, and, we had to have, lawyers in there to talk about everything. Yeah, because I was like, yo, she just wanted to make sure she was covering her bases and everything. And she's a great teacher. She was just wrong about this thing. And that's where a lot of people are at, because I don't want to hear about, oh, I didn't get the job because they went ethnic. No, man. Like, they went America. You know what I'm saying? Like, they decided to actually stop having every damn role be about a white person.
Right.
They decided to stop having every damn show being about a white cast, right?
Yeah.
And they ain't really do that. Right? They just basically you just lost a couple opportunities, right? They gave us a couple, and that's what, you know what I'm saying? Like, when equality feels like inequality to people who had everything forever. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that we spread it out, they want to feel like, oh, we don't get all the jobs, we don't get all the opportunities. Yeah, y'all had an abundance.
Right.
We just now getting a little bit of shine, and it ain't even enough. Right. It still should be. There still should be more, and people are trying, and you get people all up in the face, all up in the face of that, being mad about it, right? Like, why we got these Asian shows on TV? Because Asian people watch TV.
I love those Asian shows.
Yeah, like,
they're funny.
Man, what the hell? Like, what do we?
Bling Empire.
I'm saying, like, we got
that new show Beef.
Yeah,
I love Beef with Ali Wong.
Yeah.
Like, we got
that show is super dope.
Yes.
Yeah, why we got gay people on TV, all these dog, like, because they live in the world.
Right.
What is wrong with y'all? So, we getting people starting to tell on themselves. And, I've never directly had racism at me, but just you've always seen the systematic stuff. And hopefully, we're fighting towards, eradicating that. So it ain't going to happen overnight, but you're starting to see the pendulum swinging one way a little bit, though.
Right.
Do you feel like the institutional racism that's, pretty much embedded in everything, how has it like affected your career?
Well, I mean, just from opportunity standpoint, you know what I mean? Like if there were more roles for a black man on said shows, there'll be more chances to do more things. You know what I mean? Like, and it would have been that if it was like that earlier in my career, there'd be more opportunities and more chances.
So is it like, because I'm not familiar with like when you're going on like auditions. Does it say like, okay, this has to be a black man or this has to be a white?
Oh, some of them have like black male such and such, right? And then there's a lot of some of those the all ethnicities, and then when you get to all ethnicities, though, you at the mercy of what they decide to do, which usually is you go in there with that room, is maybe two brothers, and there'll be everybody else is white dude, right? And you're like all ethnicities, but come on, man, you gave us a couple of gave a couple brothers opportunity, but you're going with a white dude,
right.
Or commercials, right? You get commercials. Sometimes if there's three cast members on this commercial, or there's gonna be 4 people, they ain't putting 2 black people in there, right? You already know. It's gonna be 2 white people, and there's gonna be 1 black person,
right.
1 Asian, 1 Latin. You know what I'm saying? But if it's gonna be majority of anything, it's gonna be the majority, the white people. So you just know that going into it that's how things are gonna go, and you just prepare accordingly. Yeah.
How do you think like it shifts? Like what has to happen for it to for people to feel like there's equity within Hollywood? And
I think we just got to keep on doing what we're doing. People just keep on creating and doing stuff, and you got to. I mean, at the end of the day, the studios and the people with all the money, they're the ones who make the decisions. So you got to keep creating and keep doing this content, and then people got to be willing to stand up for it.
Right.
Stand up for it and stand up for what they want and what they believe in, and really push, right? Like right now with this writer strike, like I'm so proud of the writers for actually standing up and being like, nah, we want what we worth. You got to pay us, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we got to do for our content. That's what actors got to do for actors as well. And I mean, hell, that's why we have the worst contract out of all these, the entertainment unions, the directors, the writers. They got, because they're willing to strike. Actors ain't striking. They're like, they want to eat. You know what I mean? Like you get actors who do non-union work because they dying to be on TV or dying to eat.
Right.
The writers is like, nah, we'll chill for a little bit until you guys understand that we worth what we worth, that you gotta pay us.
Yeah.
And so that's what we gotta do for our content is fight for it and stand up for it, and just be willing to say no.
So you said the actors union is the
we got the worst contract out of all of them. Like because we won't strike. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're willing to strike, then you got an upper hand. Right. We ain't striking because people will work off the card. People will do whatever they can people want to be on TV.
Right.
So they're going to do whatever they can do to be on TV, and they'll take this job or they won't fight for that because they don't want to ruffle feathers. Nah, man, you got to stand up for what you want. And we got to be willing to, the only way we're going to get a better contract, better money is by being willing to say, nah, we ain't going to do it.
Right.
And that's the deal. But with SAG, I mean, you only got less than 10% people actually make
really
make
money.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
make the healthcare.
Healthcare, man. Like it's real. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of people in the union.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only 10% of the people, I think it's less than 10%, make the actual healthcare.
And why is that? Is that because they're not
don't make enough money.
Yeah, they don't make enough money within the hours, I guess, for
make enough money and accrue enough money. It's based on how much you make, right? I think now it's like you got to make $20,000 a year, at least $20,000 a year to qualify for healthcare. It might have went up to 30.
That's crazy.
I got to look at it again. But you know what I'm saying? I've been blessed to.
Yeah.
I made it for 12 straight years, right? But I'm in that percent of people that's actually able to make it. Most of the people can't make it. And we ain't making it because
can't make $30,000 a year
as an entertainer, right? You have to make that from working in that field,
Yeah.
right? And so a lot of people got to do other jobs. You know,
Right.
it's a lot. You got to. That's why you see people doing background work. All that. That's a career of making background work.
That's why I've done craft service.
Yeah.
Because I'm union on that, and that's how I get my healthcare.
Your healthcare.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do. But it's hard as an actor to make enough money booking jobs to make that healthcare because they keep raising up the minimum that you got to make, but they keep paying us less. You know what I'm saying? So it's something got to give, right? And eventually we gonna have to stop. We got to be like, nah, we ain't gonna do this no more,
Right?
And pay us.
Wow.
We'll see.
How long have you been a part of SAG?
I joined in 2008.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute.
2008.
Did you get your SAG through a commercial?
Yeah,
Nice.
it was the Bud Light commercial.
The Bud Light commercial?
Yeah, Bud Light
Nice,
commercial.
nice.
And no, you know what? I got it through extra work first.
I was gonna ask you. So you've done extra work
Yeah. I did
how
extra
long?
work forever.
with what, Central Casting or
Well, when I started, I was doing central casting. Then I got into doing commercial background.
commercial background?
You don't know commercial background?
What? I've only done just not commercial background. No.
Commercial background is where you make the real money as a background. That's what everybody try to get. You get so I'm breaking down.
Well, maybe because I haven't
I
done
don't know
background
what-
for too long, so
Okay.
it's like I'm still new at background.
So I still do commercial background.
Reggie, hold on. How do you get into commercial background?
You gotta know these people, right? So commercial background, for every commercial you see back there, these are background actors, right?
Right.
Like you got the stars of the joint.
Right.
You got people back there, you know.
Yeah, you
sitting in
do.
the cafe.
Yeah.
Those are commercial extras.
Right.
Watering the lawn and shit.
Yeah.
That's to show up and be a commercial extra. That right now, that contract is $447 for the day, and it goes towards your health care.
So how do you get there?
You got to sign up with these commercial background agencies. You Google it right now. Commercial background agencies. There's Extra. There's Idale James. There's House of Talent. My girl April Custodio books commercial background. There's
You said House of Talent.
House of Talent.
Okay.
There's Atmosphere.
And what do
All
they need?
those-
Headshots? What?
Yeah, you sign up with them. They kind of sometimes they do like these registrations. They used to do. I haven't registered with them because I don't do it now. I don't do it like for a living. I do it if April hits me up and she's like, "Hey, I'll see it. I'll see it on LA Casting." Like, April will post something. It'll be House of Talent. Be like extras for such and such, and I'm like, "Oh, I'll submit to that." Especially if the dates work, I've got nothing going on.
Yeah.
I'll submit to it. I'll get a text. Hey, you said you could work on such and such KFC on May 10th. Are you still available? Yep. What time? I'll send you something May 9th, the night before. Just book it off. Make sure you show up.
And where does April post this at?
It's on LA Casting.
All on LA Casting.
LA Casting. They got extra jobs on LA Casting. You
Yeah.
can go to their websites, Atmosphere, Idale James, Extra. You can get all these sites and they do registrations. They probably do it online now. So you just send in your photo and your info and whatever. And hell, now, if you ain't part of the crew that started way back, because there's people literally, I see when I go to these commercials, I shoot these commercials. If I'm the star of the commercial, I did a commercial last year for Macy's. And we were shooting up in San Bernardino Airport. And Idale James cast all the extras for that.
Okay.
I'd seen those people 10 years ago.
Wow.
All doing extra work. This is a career because you're making to show up for 8 hours. You get and you get overtime. You go over the 8 hours, and it all goes towards your health care. You're making at minimum $447 to show up and sit on a set for 8 hours. They feed you, craft service. You're getting your health care. You're going. It pays into your pension and your health care. People do this for a living because imagine you do this 10 times a month.
Do you have to be SAG to do
You got to
commercial
be SAG to do
background?
commercial background. There's non-union, but all commercials basically are SAG, right? So everybody is SAG on there. You're doing all your SAG background.
Okay.
And so they usually have about 5 to 10 extras, and those people you get 10 of those jobs a month. You're making $5,000.
Yeah.
Right, $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's what they do for a living.
That is really good.
People do it. You get 5 or 6 of those.
Yeah.
You're saying you're making $3,000 a month. That's enough for people. That's what people are doing. They're making
That is
$3,000.
good to know.
And they're making their health care and chilling. It's a living for people. I'm saying, and I made, and you get the opportunity to get upgraded on those too. You know what I'm saying? Like if you actually end up in the product or in the shot where you're recognizable and they have to kind of keep you, they pay you. I did background, and this
like
is why,
a bump or something like that.
Not even a bump. You become a principal.
Interesting.
Right.
Okay.
So I did, and because this is why I'll never not do commercial background. I mean, until I'm like on a series every week. You know what I'm saying? Making whatever. And I don't got time to do that, and I'm not going to just go sit. I'm making enough money. I don't need to like just make this for. Even though I'll never poo on $500. $500.
Right.
I'm taking it.
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying? If I'm making $30,000 an episode for a week, I'm not going to go sit for 8 hours on this set. I don't need to do that. But I got this job from LA Casting. They casted on LA Casting. They were saying they need guys that look like security guards, right? And whenever they have like a specialized thing they're asking for, you might get upgraded on that. So I always submit on those joints, right? So I submitted on this. They called me. They're like, "Hey, you have a black suit?" I was like, "Yep, got a black suit." And they're like, "All right, cool. Be here, such and such. Blah blah blah. You're gonna do extra." Boom. It was just two of us. Got there, it was a commercial for Blue Day Chanel. And they only do those once every 5 years. Right. And the directors, the first one they ever did was with Martin Scorsese. The second one was James Gray.
Wow.
And James Gray was doing mine. And so we roll up in there and I'm like, the hell is going on here?
Right.
They're like, yeah, we're doing this. This is Blue Day Chanel. And the dude just passed away, Gaspar. His name is Gaspar Ulele. He passed away in a skiing accident just last year.
Wow.
And but I show up, I do that. I'm his security guard, and I'm helping him get in away from the paparazzi, get into his car. Literally, I'm in this thing you see me for 2 seconds, pushing somebody away to push him in the car. Shot the thing. I got paid my $400 $400, and then my agency called like 5 months later. They're like, "Hey, did you do background on a Chanel?" So, yeah. They're like, "Oh, they upgraded you to a principal." And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, checks start coming."
Wow.
And then that was the most money I've ever made on a commercial. Whoa. And all I did was background.
You hear this? Commercial background. And you have to be SAG, but you can make your money like this.
Commercial, it ran. And then, because it ran, the 21 months is the max period of use they give you for a commercial. Yeah. They re-upped it. And once they re-upped it, they got to negotiate every 13-week pay cycle for you, right? So after they ran it for the year and I got paid for all that stuff, they repaid you again for a year for like all these overseas and worldwide and all that stuff. And then they give you, like mine was every 13 weeks, they had to give me $10,000.
What?
It was.
Are you serious? What did you do with all this money?
I live life. I'm living. Like I had a kid, motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
yeah, I got my motorcycle.
It was crazy. So never. Unless you a star on some show or something like that, you better not ever be looking down on no background. Now it depends. Commercial background. I don't do TV or movie.
Have you done it?
I do. Back in the day, yeah.
Oh, okay.
For sure. But now it's like I make enough money doing my job, but I'm not turning down $500.
Yeah,
my
definitely not.
And my health care and free food for the day, and the possibility to make 20 to 40 grand on just showing up here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you can get into commercial background, get into that because it's money.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. How do you get into SAG? Like, what's the process?
I don't know how it is anymore. I think you still have to have like 3 vouchers, yeah.
So, like, I was doing background and I only have 1 voucher right now. So I'm still trying to get, the other 2. But it's a lot harder now. Because when I started background years ago, which I should have stuck with it, they were just giving them out. Like sometimes they would just like one of the PAs, you just become friends with them, know, hey, here, we have an extra one. They'll give it to you even if you didn't like have a speaking role or something like that.
Yeah.
But now it's just a lot harder. They do everything through the computer now. So to get like a voucher, they send it to you.
Yeah.
Like everything is like counted for.
Yeah.
So, but one of the guys did, I was like, hey, I'll hook you up with a craft service day. And he was like, because he wanted to do craft service as a PA and he was handling the vouchers.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. And he was like, all right, fine, I have an extra one. And I was like, okay. And he sent it to me. He's like, what's your email? And I had to sign off on it and stuff. And yeah, that's how I got my first one.
So you have to get vouchers.
You got to get 3 vouchers.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you're SAG eligible. And then you got to join the union, which costs, I don't know how much it costs now. When I joined, I think it was like $2,000 or something like that, or $3,000.
It's like three, I think.
Now.
It's like 30 something, I think. Or
it was
4.
like 3,000. It was like 2,000 something when I joined back in 2000.
They do payment plans though too, right?
Oh, I think so.
I think they do payment plans.
I was gonna ask, do you have to pay that up front or like?
No, because with craft service it was like 4,500 to join. Yeah, and we had to do a payment plan, and we had to do it within that year.
Okay,
Like you had to pay it within that year from when you started paying it, and same with SAG, but yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Whole thing.
The whole thing.
It doesn't seem like it's very difficult though. Like,
it could be.
Like just growing up, I grew up in South Central LA. I didn't really know anything about Hollywood or the film industry though. Mm-hmm. So it's just like hearing it seems like it's easier than I expected it. You know what I'm saying? To really delve into it. Not to say that it's not hard, but I mean, obviously it's a lot of work.
It's there. It's there to be done. It's just work.
Like it's possible. Yeah,
it's possible. It's possible. You just got to put in the work and be willing to grind and, be
meet
about it.
Meet people, talk to people, find out. Even me doing background, I didn't know anyone. I'm like, what do I do? Okay, sit down here. Okay, I'll sit down. And then they're like, all right, everybody here, come this way. And I'm like, what do I take? Do I take my bag? It's just all a learning experience, And so you just, this is the acting world.
Well, this has been very educational. Mr. Reggie Watkins, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Coming through today, man.
Appreciate y'all.
This was fun, man.
Yeah, I love doing this, man. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for hitting me up. And I see you on IG all the time, posting your wins, posting your almost wins, and everything is, you know what I'm saying? Like, an audition. Last thing I would say, because I feel like I can talk forever. But people don't celebrate the little things, right? And I love it, man. An audition is a win. Yeah. There's, people. Okay, so everybody's trying to watch a show on Netflix, right? What's the hottest show on Netflix right now? I don't know. You or Bridgerton, right?
Bridgerton,
Everybody in the world would want to be on Bridgerton, but you get a chance to audition to be on Bridgerton, right? That's a win.
That's a win.
It's a win. And people just don't stop and recognize how much of an opportunity that is for you, and the fact that you are one of 30 people who gets to read for this thing, or 100 people that gets to read for this thing out of the billions on this planet. Who would love to do what you are doing, right? Yeah. So it's just celebrate all the wins and the almost wins, and just keep taking steps forward and
just keep working on your craft.
Keep working and keep getting better. That's all you can do.
Yep.
And take the no's, because the no's turn into yeses. And there's gonna be a bunch of no's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get no'd. I get no'd every day. You know what I'm saying? But all you need is just a couple of yeses, and that keeps you. That's a career.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Wow.
Let me ask you one more question.
Yeah.
How many auditions do you do a day or in a week?
Well, man, in a day.
Good question.
I'll have one or two. It depends on when things get slow. I have one or two, sometimes 3 commercial auditions a week, right? Where through my commercial agency, I'll get but I have one of the dopest commercial. KMR is one of the best commercial agents in LA. Okay. So I'll get a couple of those, right, a week.
Do you do all of them?
I'll do all of them. Yeah. Okay. All of them. I'm not missing out on no chance to get money.
He does all of them.
Missing out on no chance.
Mr. Watkins does all of them.
We talked about that.
I have a voiceover agent. DPT is one of the best in the game, and they said I have voiceover auditions every day, basically. So I'm sending stuff out all the time for them. And then my theatrical, I'll get, because where I'm at in my theatrical careers, I'm not, I'm at a point where I'm series regular, guest star auditions. So those are not as many as this co-stars and all that stuff. So, and I'm with a group. I'm auditioning with dudes who do this on the regular. You know what I'm saying? So, I get a few theatrical auditions that come in all the time, but it's not overwhelming because there's not overwhelmingly things for my level and where I'm at. You know what I mean? I got what I got, and I get in there and I either book it or I don't. And I watch my friends or people I know on the shows. You know what I'm saying? So It's always a good week for me. I mean, it's my only job, and some months are better than others, and some years are greater than others. But it's what I do, and I've made a living doing it, and I love it. I wouldn't do anything else. That's it. Yeah.
That's what's up.
So thank y'all for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Reggie, for blessing us.
Through.
Yes, with your presence today.
And if the people want to follow you, they want to, get in contact with you, they want to send you some scripts or something.
Yeah, don't send me no scripts. Don't do that. Don't do that. But hit me on Instagram, Coach with Reg. It's at Coach with Reg. And if you want to check out the podcast, it's at I'm Probably Right on Instagram. And yeah. And Twitter at Reggie. I got rid of. I'll be on Twitter every now and then. I don't got no Facebook and stuff. No, I don't do TikTok. I'm trying to get rid of social media. Once I'm on a show, I'm out of this damn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just putting it up to.
You got to see me on TV.
Stuff. Yeah. Once I'm on the show, I'm done.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
This is episode 17.
17. I better get your number. You said you're off Instagram. I need a coach with you and stuff.
Not yet. I'm still there. We still there. We'll connect. Come through. We'll do a session.
I need you to be my coach. I can't lose you.
Well, guys, let's thank Reggie Watkins for coming through, blessing us, giving us a bunch of jewels. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let that algorithm know whether you are listening on the podcast or watching on YouTube. Let that algorithm know that this is the type of content that you want to continue to see.
Yes.
Make sure that you follow us on Instagram at Beyond Take Two. You can follow the film festival as well at Beyond_Hollywood. We are gearing up for next year already. We got some dope things coming up for next year. So yeah, man, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we're gonna see you next week. We're gonna see him next week.
Yes, we will.
Are we?
Yes, for episode 18. Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
This is the Beyond Take Two podcast, brought to you by Beyond Hollywood International Film Festival. I'm your host, Madge.
And I'm your host, Veronica.
And we want to say thanks again to Mr. Reggie Watkins for coming through today. And we will see you guys next week, all right?
Thank you, Reggie.
Peace.
Beyond Take Two, take a walk beyond Hollywood. Beyond the lights, camera, action is the hard work and passion. Beyond Take Two, take a walk beyond Hollywood. Beyond the lights, camera, action is the hard